Full disclosure, the voice you are listening to now is artificially generated, brought to you by satisphonic.com. See the link in the description for more details. Do you want kids? Why or why not? No, I tested positive for Huntington's. I'm not passing it on. Or making a family that's gonna have to watch me fall apart in front of them. I've seen what happens. I have no interest in sharing that pain with a wife or kids. Edit. No symptoms yet. I'm only 22, so I figure I still got another 10 years before I got to worry about it. I am so sorry. My father had it. I tested negative. I hope you have a very mild case and don't experience symptoms until you are very old. A very rare genetic disorder that causes nerves to degrade over time. Symptoms usually only arise after about 30-40 years, so by then many carriers have already had children who inherit the mutation. My wife has it seems like it might be cured pretty soon. No, I'll be telling them tonight when I get home. Dad, am I adopted? Not yet. We can't find anyone to take you. Not yet. That's like one of those Saturday Night Live Deep Thoughts skits. A child asks his mom, why is it raining? The mom says God is crying. The child asks mom, why is God crying? The mom says, probably something you did. Hi Billy, you're adopted. It's okay, Mom and Dad. I still love you. Biological or not, I misspoke. You're being adopted, Huts. Explosion. Net Comics Rob. Update. I do want them right now, but mine is only 5 months old, so I might change my mind. My dad always says that you spend the first 18 months of their life where you can't wait for them to walk and talk, and then you spend the next 18 years telling them to shut up and sit down. Reddit doesn't want kids. This is already a known fact. This bloodline ends with me. My dad always says that you spend the first 18 months of their life where you can't wait for them to walk and talk, and then you spend the next 18 years telling them to shut up and sit down. I've gone back and forth on the idea since I was younger. I'm almost 40, can barely take care of myself financially, and haven't been with anyone since my early 20s. It doesn't matter if I want them or not. It's just never going to happen. Pretty much me right now. I actually want kids, but I'm 38. I know I can have kids into my 40s, but just like you, I haven't been able to maintain a decent enough relationship, and I've come up due for employment change because I can't seem to remain in a full-time position for more than 2 years, max. And that's with a diploma. I want the opportunity to raise at least one non-asshole as whatever kind of legacy I have to offer the world. But even I know it's looking slimmer and slimmer by the day. Updated it to reddittts. My phone won't quit buzzing with replies, so I'm going to just do one little ad for clarification before I go to sleep, for those who commented on my legacy statement, and by slight extension, the over 40 pregnancy comments. No word of a lie, I might have been reading this while on a pause at a job that I'm actively looking to leave, and I'm genuinely not doing good mentally because of it. Too often, I hear a lot of folks who keep saying that having kids is selfish, and I think I've internalized that thought as deeply as the comments about the dangers of pregnancies after 40 and the overall classic biological clock. It's annoying, but I genuinely don't know how to word the want to have kids as something that doesn't feed into the idea of being selfish. So I turn to something tongue-in-cheek in my moment of pure nihilism, especially assuming I usually don't get this much traction with my comment. Also, to add to the over 40 debate, my mum was 32 when she had me, and 39 for my far more well-adjusted in life than I'll ever be little sister. I know there's risks, but I also am extremely aware that, at least in my immediate family, it's far from impossible. To those who suggested adoption or sperm bank, I want to make some kind of response about taking the fun out of kid-making. But if folks aren't arguing about middle-aged pregnancies in this thread, they're trying to hook me up with I will admit I walked into that one and will take the hit that comes with it. But I should leave it at that. Even if you can't have your own kids, if you find yourself in a stable financial position one day, you could look into fostering kids. You can make such an amazingly positive impact on the lives of those who need it most. I guess so. At 9 and 11, it's probably hard to get rid of them now. The little bastards trap you. They're adorable and fun when they're little, and by the time they turn into awful children, it's too late to blame Sid. Yeah, and a 145-month abortion just doesn't sound like something I'll have success with. Nah, man. I don't have the patience. I'm not emotionally available enough. I'm selfish, and I'm an asshole. I love how people try to call you selfish if you say you don't want kids, but like, Yeah, that's why I'd be a bad parent. Exactly, I am a parent, and it always astounds me when people say you're being selfish by not having one. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Pretty sure I'm the selfish one. I had a child because I want a family. I had a child because I want to experience being a father and raising a child. I want the connection and deep love that comes from having a child. It's insane how good he makes me feel, etc. That's way too many is to claim I'm selfless, lame. Same assets that say shit like once they're 18 they are out of my house. So why the fuck you have a kid then? Sure, if he wants to be out at 18 and he is stable and I have set him up for success, sure, all the power to him. But he is still my responsibility till I die whether he needs me or not. Lol. My parents Pikachu-faced when they banished me at 18, and I never looked back. Now they beg for time together, and it took them years to stop blaming me for the broken relationship. Treat me like shit, and I just leave. This world's big enough I can find the respect I deserve. I love kids so much, but I absolutely could not afford them with my 50 salary. I can barely afford my own life. Thank you for considering that. It is saddening how many people have kids and those kids are put straight into poverty. Nope, physically, mentally and financially, not ready for that and probably ever will. People for the most part ignore the financial responsibility of having a kid. I understood that early and didn't have kids until I could provide for them the way I was taken care of. If you can afford food, clothing, healthcare, uses, entertainment, education, daycare, it will be extremely difficult to be a good parent. The stress of not being able to provide will make you a bad parent. And your spouse will constantly remind you of that. Nope. I'm happy being the rich aunt in the family. Let me know if you have room for another poor nephew. I'm too independent. I like that I can kind of do what I like whenever. I could decide to drive to the coast for the weekend, and it's pretty much as easy as getting in the car and going. If I decide to go stargazing at midnight, then get up at midday the next day, I don't have to arrange anything. I just can't see myself giving that up. No, because I have a developmental disability and have a hard enough time just caring for myself. Same here, Matt. No, I can't even afford a place to live. No, I make 48 and I'm barely getting by. No excuse. My brother-in-law and his wife don't even work and have 6 kids. Everything's going great for them. No, I want tacos instead. Not to be one of those parents, but you honestly have no idea what you're missing out on. Sure, it's satisfying to be able to eat tacos whenever you want, but you have to believe me, it's way more satisfying and fulfilling to eat children. Sure, it's hard at times, but they are just so tender and meaty that they are absolutely delicious. You got me in the first half. No, I don't like kids, and I don't have the patience for them. Same. I visibly wince when I hear the sounds they make. No, because I don't want to have kids. No, even if this world was a peaceful utopia, parenthood is too stressful for me to take on. Also, childbirth pregnancy seem horrendous. Edit. Sorry for my grim outlook on the world. I didn't realize it would cause so much discourse. I'm so glad you guys can see all the greats and positives amidst the negatives. But I will say, it is my reasoning, and it doesn't have to be yours. Not even a little bit. I have never experienced baby fever. I have never looked at a newborn and said, oh, so cute. I can't wait to have one of my own, or anything like that. I much prefer my lifestyle as it is, and I don't need to go through the physical, mental, emotional stress of pregnancy and then raise a child for the rest of my life. With the state of the world how it is, I wouldn't want to bring a child into it, only to see them struggle and suffer. It's so easy to promise a bright future, but to actually fulfill that promise is incredibly difficult. You really asking Redditors that exactly all of this, plus pregnancy and childbirth, sound fucking awful? Yes, I agree with what most of this comment section is saying about the world being shit. So to that end, I think introducing 1 or 2 decent, well-taught people to it should help. Yep, I have a little girl on the way and super excited